Tank gameplay in Battlefield isn't just about rushing forward and stacking up kills. It's about positioning, awareness, timing, map control, and knowing when to push, when to hold, and when to fall back. I will explain to you how I think and how I make every decision as a tank player. I'm Dekville and this is Battlefield 6 Inside My Mind.
Target the objective. Take ground and control it at all costs. Let's move.
I'm using my usual tank loadout, so high explosive for infantry, AP for vehicles, LMG, smoke for breaking locks and also hiding my position, reinforced plating for more health, light machine gun and countermeasures for mines. I can see that the objective B is in our control, so that means that my right side is safe. Friendlies are also capturing C, so I rush forward to help them. I heard footsteps behind these containers, so I moved back after taking this infantry out. I noticed the IFV on the other side. As I move back, I realize that a tank is flanking me. One of the options is to turn around in the spot, but it would be a risk because enemies have the C objective and they could shoot me in the back at any moment. So I simply decide to rush back to get behind the tank before they can shoot me at my back. Now I switch sides to hunt the IFV that I spotted earlier. The infantry distracts me and the IFV takes the chance to fire the missile. I shoot the IFV, then look for the infantry just in case to prevent a shot. I finish off the IFV and I immediately switch to high explosive rounds to focus on infantry. I move to the right and use the cover to hide from the engineers, but I get shot from the right too, so I smoke and attempt to fall back. Gunner pops out and fixes me enough so I can take another shot. Both of these engineers saved my life, so I thank them. I move back to get some heat off me on this side. I notice the sniper, so I take the random shot at them.
Good fucking shot!
I keep my attention to the helicopter just in case if they start to target me, or if a good shot opportunity appears. I quickly check my left flank before turning right. I go in slowly and start lowering the enemy presence one by one. When my teammates notice the lower resistance from the enemies and also the presence of my tank, they will start to push more. I got shot from behind, so I move back to prevent another shot. Here, my right side is protected from the enemies on objective D, while I look for the enemy that shot me. Nobody seems to be there, so I continue to provide fire support to the objective D. We have all of the objectives, so I can just protect this objective for as long as I can. I position myself where I can prevent the enemy infantry from attacking this objective.
Objective Echo is in enemy hands.
I take the opportunity to restock my shells here. This will save me from leaving the front line to restock back at our own resupply station. Starting to get some heat on me here, so it's time to rotate to the other position. Footsteps on the right, so I move back to prevent a sneak attack. I spot the vehicle rushing forward, so I attempt to pre-aim at the other side, but they already bailed. Big enemy attack on the objective, so again I position myself to reduce their numbers. On the minimap I can see that there are some enemies inside the building, so I fire random shots to flush them out.
Hostile attack launched on Delta.
A lot of friendlies around, so I feel confident about moving closer to the objective area.
Right, maintain your attack.
I spot the enemy tank, I change to AP and move back to get in the firing position. The tank is already retreating, so I take the opportunity to move back and restock my high explosive shells. I avoid standing on the friendly mine, just to be safe.
Yeah, there's a hostile helicopter operating east of your current path.
I notice the tank rushing forward, so I fire my shot and keep following it to get another clear shot.
Be advised, hostiles are assaulting.
They stopped going forward, so now I move towards them. I keep on going in reverse to get there faster. I would lose a lot of time if I stopped to turn around. But I'm already late. I check if there are any enemies on the building, and then I start moving towards the objective E. First, I make sure that there are no enemies behind this wall. Then I can safely move forward. I'm being very cautious because I have zero infantry support, so I'm their only target. Enemy has jumped out of the helicopter and landed on the taller building. That is a huge risk for me since I can't fire back in case if it's the engineer. This forces me to move back and check. Nobody seems to be shooting at me, so I assume that it's safe. Infantry is on my right side. On my left side it's out of bounds. This way I only need to focus on what is in front of me in the distance. Some teammates are already on the objective, so I move closer to provide support. I slightly adjust my position to get a better angle. Footsteps on the left behind me. I immediately turn around to get a shot. I try to use the splash damage against the wall, but somehow I only manage to do 20 damage, which is criminal. Was a very good ambush by two people, but I managed to deal with it. I'm scouting around for enemies, but it all seems to be clear. Objective D is getting taken, so it's time to rotate the position. Again, I see the enemy on the minimap, so I pre-fire and use the splash damage to clear out that room. I try to get on the objective just to attempt to neutralize it. That will prevent the enemies from spawning close to it. But I immediately got hit, which forces me to back off. Footsteps on the left, gunner quickly takes care of them. We have all of the objectives again, so I try to defend this objective. This engineer peeks left to shoot at me, so I will simply pre-fire the left side again, because they will most likely pop out to shoot again.
Be advised, we need defensive support on the marked objective.
I take the opportunity to restock shells here again, to avoid downtime. Time to rotate to objective E again. objective seems clear, I check for mines and I start capturing. I stay on the edge so that I can quickly fall back in case of a big enemy push.
Our forces have neutralized Echo.
Hostiles are attacking objective Charlie.
Teammates are about to capture the objective, so I move all the way forward to get into firing position from which I can control the enemy flow from their base. I notice the IFV, but I take out the infantry first, and then I fire my loaded high explosive round and switch to AP. Once finished, I change back to the high explosive shell.
Hostile sniper due south of your current position.
They seem to be moving left and right constantly to avoid getting shot. I fire my shell as soon as they start moving to the right, to perfectly time the shot. And there you have it, a perfect match. I hope you enjoyed this video and please let me know what you think about it and if I should make more of these. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.